out a little bit? I guess not. So could he get back into his van and continue to drive away from them? Okay, this whole thing is very, very strange. Is back in? So he's got the key, and let's see, does the key work? See, look at that front wheel. That's the problem. I mean, we played a soundbite from LeBron James in the last 15 minutes during our sports report saying that the Lakers were going to try to, keep going until the wheels fall off in terms of their season, as they're now down 3-0. And literally the wheels are falling off this car. I mean, he's got there's nowhere that he can go. Maybe he's going to get some roadside assistance before the cops show up. I mean, what is this? So let's show some video. So here we are. This was not that long ago, maybe within the last 10 minutes. So you see those cop cars that are behind him, and the guy in the van takes off. This is earlier video in the big screen, live picture, top left, smaller box. And that this van is damaged, that you've got problems with essentially a flat tire, which is part of, he may have been stopped before. Okay, so are we finally seeing, nope, that's just a motorcycle. I thought that might have been a motorcycle cop. And then I think this guy determines that he can't ride any longer, so he decided to get out and look for help. It says there, Planet Tire Service Incorporated. Planet Tree Service Incorporated. I'm sorry, I'm looking at it on a small monitor, so it was hard for me to read that. I don't know if that is his business, if this is in his car, or he's an employee of that, or if what led to that, or what's the background on that. But this driver just continues to wait there. Weird is this whole thing? We just don't see anything. Okay, so now we've got our pal Tim Lynn on the phone, who has been a part of law enforcement pursuits for years and covered them in the media. Tim, thanks for being with us. So where the heck are the cops? What's going on here?
I've been kind of watching this off and on ever since it started, and I'm not sure. I mean, last I saw when I was checking in on it, he was stopped on that freeway on-ramp there to Londra. It looked like a barricade, and, going through the normal routine. Then I hear he takes off, and now looking again, he's sitting there with no left front tire and inspecting, and there's no police around. So I'm not really sure what is going on there. I don't have the privy to the frequency to listen to what's being said. But all I can think, if he's a kidnapped suspect, maybe they're worried that there's a victim in the van. But then again, they don't want to provoke him. But, looking at the replay here with him getting out and running away from the van, perfect opportunity to take him down, take him into custody, and get him away from it. But apparently they didn't do that. He was able to get back into the van. So right now there's a lot of information that needs to be obtained from the police department to figure out exactly what they're working with here and what their information is to kind of give us an idea what the suspect's idea is, or what he's doing back in the van. Is there a reason they're not up trying to take him into custody?
Yeah, because if that's the concern, that there's somebody in the van, this guy did the work for him. He got out of the van, ran. There wasn't a lot else around there. We don't know if they believe that he's armed or not. But is this in the guidebook? Like, what kind of police protocols would it be if they were concerned enough to have a barricade situation and shut down part of the freeway to then just leave this person?
Just going back to my prior law enforcement experience, and if they backed off and let him go, there must be in that van that they're very concerned about, that if they pressure the suspect, something could happen. There could be a second suspect still in the van. There may be two, there may be three, but they have the information on that. And with the one guy getting out and running, being the driver, take him down. But then again, what's going to happen in the van? So you have to go through all scenarios on this. And there is no playbook. There is no guidebook. There is no, okay, turn to page 3. This is a van stopped on the freeway with, X amount. everything is done off experience and prior incidents like this. Also, what information have they obtained on this suspect? Is it a known suspect? Is the victim inside known to the suspect? Is there a victim inside? Was the kidnap that he's being pursued for? Where is that victim? You know, there's all kinds of things that in news we do not know, but the law enforcement are working with that information. So I don't really want to second guess what they're doing because they're the experts on the scene with all the information. But it is very strange. And once again, we have another pursuit here that just goes completely out of the norm. And that's what is so difficult for police officers to deal with is nothing's normal, nothing's standard. You assume nothing. So right now they're flexing with what this suspect is doing. Now that he's back in the van sitting there, my thought would be they'll start shutting down the freeway again and start surrounding the van. But here it is starting to move again.
Okay, so here we go.
He gets on that down wheel.
So Tim, I know you may be a second or two delayed, but now the suspect is continuing to drive on the wheel that, you know, is basically a flat tire on the left. It looks like there's some damage in that front left as well. He's going to this, but I don't know how far he's going to be able to go with that vehicle.
No. Yeah, that's the thing. He's going to have very poor maneuverability with that vehicle. I'm not sure if this Chevy van is front-wheel drive or not, but yeah, he's not going to be able to get too far with that front tire down like that. Eventually, that rim will grind down to nothing, and he'll just be pushing it along. But looks like he's not going to be moving much more here. But, you know, right now, I'd sure love to be a fly on the wall in the office trying to figure this thing out. They may have their special weapons team en route to be able to use their barricade trucks, the Bearcat trucks, or whatever brand they use to go in and to block this car. Can do it that way. But my concern right now, just, you know, coming into this fresh and having zero information from the police department, there's got to be something in that van that they're concerned about, because if not, this would be just a standard pursuit, not letting him move. You know, get up there, block him in if you have to with the Bearcats, you know, because they've had enough time to get him there. So right now, I would expect to see in the back that they're going to start shutting down the freeway again.
And let you know what changes on this. In the meantime, there is a lot of other news that's going on that we want to get to that's also dynamic, and as soon as anything changes, we'll go back there. But this story continues, that pro-Palestinian